This Retirement Garage. Happy Saturday. When I get a concept in my head, I pretty much just turn on the camera and start to talk. Start to jack the jaws, as they say. And this is one of those days where when people talk about retirement and people talk about, they define retirement. And I just did a video about how I'm thinking about going to work this fall and winter, basically to beat the blues of winter. And I know Otto's Retirement Corner talked about that video because he was going to do one. And if you get a chance, check out Otto's Retirement Corner. And other people have said, okay, if you do a YouTube channel, I know Dwayne at Retire Early 500K, he gets a little flack because he does a YouTube channel, and so some people don't consider him retired. So I'm going to talk about two things. One, I'm going to redefine retirement for me. And you know, these thoughts just come into my head as I'm actually doing some work. I was watching Steve's Retirement Corner and saw what a great job he did on his, he painted that bench. Of course, they were Packers colors, but I won't hold that against him. You know, brown and orange would have looked a lot better, but he painted that bench and did that last year. So now he put some cement down and some blocks, and he's got some plants in there, and he made it look real good. And his motto is Steve did something today video. So he actually did something. So man, I felt like I got to compete. So where that finger hut thing is, I had an old, very old piece of junky board. I think it was ready to fall apart, just held in with some nails. So I had this piece of wood laying around since working on the bathroom, so I just threw that up there. And with my finger hut box, I was going to throw that away, but I get a couple comments on that, and so I left the finger hut box. If you guys know what that is, you know. If you don't, you never will, because I don't think they do the same business as they used to do. But anyway, I redefined retirement. I am now going to say, because I have YouTube, and because I talked about getting another job in the fall, I'm going to redefine my retirement as I'm between jobs. And if anybody asks me from now on, forevermore, if anybody asks me, what are you doing? I'm between jobs. Because here's the second part of this. Once you retire, and if you haven't retired yet, this is what you get. Do you know what this is? Yeah, it's a whiteboard. Yeah, it's a whiteboard. But you know what that is? Once you retire, you have a blank canvas. And I say this in my comments all the time. You have a blank canvas to do what you want. Within the confines of your finances, of course. You can't be taking trips to Europe every 2 months, and maybe some of you can. But most of you, it's a blank canvas. And one thing we don't always do, and I'm guilty of this myself, we trap ourselves into what we think retirement should be. Relaxing, laying on the couch, watching TV, going out, doing a few things, going out to eat. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. If that's what you define as retirement, that's great. For me, that blank canvas, I have not had that blank canvas in 47 years. I was always dictated to, sorry, I'm moving the camera. I was always dictated to by either school teachers or bosses for almost all of my life. Somebody told me what to do. Somebody told me I had to be here or be there and do this or do that. Now, for 18 months, I haven't had, besides Mrs. Buzz, I haven't had anybody telling me what to do. I got a blank canvas, and on that blank canvas or whiteboard, I can paint it any color I want. I can make thin lines, thick lines. I can do it today, I can do it tomorrow. I can do 100 lines today and none tomorrow. In other words, don't put yourself in a little straightforward type thinking. You have this blank canvas. Expand yourself. So when I said I was going to go to work, It's just part of that blank canvas. I may go to work in the wintertime. I may not. I may go there because why? I want to go to Home Depot maybe because I want to help people. And I want to get away from the winter blues and get into the fluorescent lights of Home Depot, as an example. And yeah, it's a 5-minute car ride there. So yeah, I got to get in the cold car in the wintertime, but I might get remote start. I don't know. But once I'm inside, if I work 1 or 2 days a week, let's say I work 16 hours a week. It's part of my canvas. It's what I choose to do. It's something that I may do for a month. I may do for 5 years. I don't know. It's my choice now. If I don't like the boss or if I don't like the people, hey, toodaloo, I was fine without you. I was fine without you. Don't define, it's hard. Sometimes people don't want to expand out and try something that they're afraid of or that they've never done before. I posted a couple comments on this last video. I went out yesterday, day before yesterday, can't remember now. And I went to an open house for a local dog shelter and cat shelter. They're looking for dog walkers, cage cleaners. So I thought, why not? I've never done that before. I have no idea what I'm doing. Can't be that hard. But I don't know. So here's a guy who has time on his hands, who wants to help people or animals. So guess what? He's going to go and he's going to take his canvas and put dog walking on there. He's going to go, maybe in the wintertime, and put Home Depot or Lowe's or some type of True Value or Ace Hardware or whatever. Expand yourself. Don't lock yourself in to what you think conforms. The word retirement means you have to conform to this and that. That's not true. You can do whatever you want. And you know, and I'm not knocking people who don't do that. I mean, some people are fine with just, you know, what's their routine? They get up in the morning. Their routine is getting up in the morning. They make their coffee. They might sit and watch the news, or they might watch some TV shows. And, you know, maybe they'll run to the store or go do something. And, you know, that's it. And they do that day after day after day. And if that's you, great. That's your retirement. That's your definition. But because I'm between jobs, and of course I'm not looking right now, but I'll tell you what, if something came up and somebody called me and said, hey, how about you work? And I won't work full time. But if someone called me and said, hey, can you help out here or help out there? And I think working at this stage is volunteering but getting paid for it. If you find something that you like the Home Depot, if I can help somebody, and I'm not a plumber, I'm not an electrician, but I can load mulch. If I can help somebody even to load mulch, I help somebody. And if I'm capable of doing that, why not? If I'm capable of walking a dog, why not? If I'm capable of helping, you know, baseball leagues are coming up, maybe I could be an umpire, you know, float around out there and head up to the local ball yard and, you know, talk to a few of the dads and moms, and maybe, you know, I could be the first base umpire. There's so many things. Remember, guys, girls, the canvas is blank. If you haven't retired yet, it's something you're not used to. It's something you have to get used to. But every day, you can draw what you want. You can do what you want, and it's so sweet. That's probably one of the top 5 things of retirement is every day you can do what you want. I think I said that 10 times already, but for the 11th time, because it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. You're not again, by finances, maybe you're constricted a little bit or restricted because of your finances. You can't do some things, but there's so many free things to do out there. I mean, when's the last time you went bowling, if ever? When's the last time you played tennis, if ever? When's the last time you went up to the local park and just watched the people playing basketball and maybe join in? When's the last, you know, think about the things that you used to do. Think about things that are out of your comfort zone. That why not? Try it once before you die, right? What's the worst that's going to happen? Somebody's going to laugh at you? Hey, you're 55, 65, 70. Who cares if somebody laughs at you? Who cares? Try it. Get out of your comfort zone. Get out there. Have some fun. Because that's what retirement's about. It's not about sitting worrying about your money and your finances. And we can do that anytime. But let's have some fun. And remember, the sign says back there, worrying doesn't take away tomorrow's trouble. It only takes away today's peace. Remember that. My boss gave me that when I had cancer in 2014. And I've always kept something like that close by to me because it meant the world to me at the time. Don't take away today's peace. Enjoy. Buzz's Retirement Garage on a Saturday. Take care. See you next time.